This is Better.tv, your online source for home, family, life.
So what does it take to be the perfect man, or better yet, the perfect husband? We asked you.
I don't know whether I'm perfect or not, but I've been married 64 years in October. They need to know to do it automatically and not have to be told every day what they should be doing.
And what would that be?
Anything around the house is wives of long standing will say, if you don't know, it's too late to tell you.
Yeah.
Well, preferably we'd have a couple of maids.
Then you wouldn't have to worry about that.
I don't want him wasting his time, either of our time.
Somebody that is honest and values your time and your time together. Somebody that you have fun with and somebody that you trust.
Not just hear the words, but be able to try and understand what she's trying to say, what kind of thing she's trying to get across, I guess. Because if you're not understanding, then I guess you're not really listening. You can't really make any progress as a couple.
Some food for thought. And if you really want to be treated like the man of her dreams and still be able to golf when you want, or maybe get a little nookie, all you need are the top 5 tips to becoming the perfect husband. Brooke found out what it takes.
Well, can we read about the perfect husband in romance novels, watch him in movies and TV, but does such a man exist? Well, we certainly don't see it in Hollywood, but how about in your own home? It is possible. Most of you might consider yourself pretty darn perfect, but just to help you go the extra mile, I met life coach Dee Dee Zacharias for lunch to learn the top 5 rules she says every man should live by.
2 words to get rid of: never and always. Because there's nothing worse than being in an argument with somebody and they say to you, well, you never listen to me. Or he says to you, you're always asking me to do that. Okay, you're so not always asking her to do that. And the minute those words come out, the conversation's like over.
Dee Dee says use I statements rather than you statements. And when you fight, fight fair.
If you're in a conversation with somebody who's fighting to win, then they're going to win at all costs. So the idea of being the perfect mate is that person who can complain and who can say what's wrong, but they do it in a way where they're talking with you, they're not talking at you.
Keep in mind, a couple that plays together stays together.
It might be going out for coffee on Saturday mornings. Like, let's say we're talking about maybe the couple that has 2 kids at home. Well, maybe one of them's old enough to babysit for an hour. So you can go to the local coffee shop, you can sit down, you can have coffee together, and you can talk about each other. Or, maybe every other month, it's your turn to find something new.
On the flip side, guys, find a hobby you like to do without your wife.
Making choices in your life that make you feel good about you. And if you have a high self-respect, you probably have high self-esteem, which means you're going to want the best for yourself, which means you're going to want to improve your communication, which means you're going to want to have a wife that meets you at that level, and you're going to do whatever it takes to be at that level with her. And so that's where it's kind of like, if he doesn't like himself, you've got to start there. You can't start wondering why you're getting in an argument. You kind of have to sometimes look beyond that and see what else is going on.
And finally, and this is a big one, don't fix her problem, just listen.
Okay, we're women. We like to, some people might call it complain. We'd like to say analyze and reanalyze and analyze again. And then re-explain the entire story from beginning to end to make sure they understood every piece so they could add their 2 cents, which really, their 2 cents needs to be like a hug. Like, the most powerful thing that perfect husband can do is listen to it and say, you said it once before, that sucked. I cannot believe that happened to you today. So they agree with you. I mean, they don't have to really get it. They don't even have to actually agree with all of it. But in that moment, they have to be listening to the point that they know what you really need is somebody to give you a hug and tell you, you know what, I'm really sorry that happened to you today. And then that's it.
The perfect man is in you. You just have to know the rules to a perfect engagement. For Better TV, I'm Brooke Carlson.
And one more tip, guys. Make your wife feel like she's the most important woman in the room with a smile, a wink, or just by guiding her into the room with your hand on her back.